Was a rough day to be a Raiders fan as the team lost 38-10 10-38 to the Buffalo Bills, and it was rough. They couldn't get on the field, and also they couldn't stay on it. We'll get into it here as we go along in our latest edition of Standouts and Fizzouts. Standouts because players that stood out. You know, everybody has their own version of winners and losers, riders and followers. Ours is Standouts and Fizzouts because Pop or Fizzouts, if you will. Standouts because athletes, you guys know the drill. Fizzouts because pop is the greatest thing since sliced bread. We think it needs to replace all water. No question. Let us know in the comment section what type of pop you guys drink. We love to see it, whether it's, that Pepsi, Coke, Mountain Dew, that Diet Dr. Thunder, the Great Value brand. Yeah, we've been through some tough times. Those of you in the comment section making jokes, we love it. But overall, rough day for the Raiders, and we're going to get right into it. So, first off, we got to talk about the standouts because we're a very positive channel. We like to go on it first. So for me, I think it all starts with the fact that this offense and really this team started out great on both sides of the football for the first drive. So you go down there, you score. Davante Adams caps it off with a touchdown there. Things are looking good. I don't even think Jimmy G missed a pass on that first drive. Now, the only thing that was a little worrisome was they weren't able to really run the football. Trey Tucker was really the only guy the entire game that was able to get loose, but it was rough from the rest of the game. But hey, those first couple of drives, you forced a 3-and-out. You scored on your first drive. Things were looking up. And then the rest of it happened. So, after that, the standouts to me were Trey Tucker, like we said, early in the game that got that huge carry. Him and Hunter Renfrow need to carry the ball a lot more. At least they need to get more opportunities, more screens, more, scripted plays where they get the ball in their hands because it was just, it was rough. It was definitely rough. Davante Adams, to me, was the only bright spot on this offense. Finished with 6 catches for 84 yards and a touchdown. The Raiders did miss Jacoby Myers. In no way did they have a number 2 that was really creating separation. I thought we were going to see a lot more from Hunter Renfrow, Trey Tucker from somebody, but nope, nothing. The Raiders were able to get nothing from their number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 wide receivers. Rough all around. Robert Spillane. Now, Robert Spillane in the run game is fantastic. Overall finished with 14 tackles and a sack. Coverage is a little left to be desired there, but I mean, this guy just comes downhill. He's a leader in that middle of that defense. You love to see him. Him and Max Crosby, it's a lot of fun. And you do see him really make a beeline to make a play in the run game right from the first snap. Sometimes it's a little premature, but hey, I would much rather have that than a guy that sits back there and waits for the play to come to him. So I love me some Robert Spillane. Daniel Carlson. So, as a Vikings fan, I can tell you it's tough to watch a team that just can't kick a field goal to save their life. With a guy like Daniel Carlson, you have a guy that's fantastic. Just it doesn't matter what it is, he can always kick the field goal. You love to see it because the guy is just consistent as it gets. And yes, of course, he's a former Viking, and so that just makes it all that much better. So my Raiders got themselves a kicker too, so you love to see it. So that goal line stop before the half, but then yes, I know they also went on to score there. But really, we were really worried about this defense. Like, could this defense get a stop? Maybe get the ball. I really put more of that on play calling because, to me, Josh McDaniels did not do enough to be able to get them out of the end zone or get them in a position where they could at least get better field position. So, great job by the defense. Offensive play calling after that was awful. Marcus Epps laid the wood on Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen in the game there. Had a couple of nice hits. Was relatively okay in coverage. I think he got beat on that Khalil Shakir touchdown with Nate Hobbs, but it is what it is there. Marcus Epps, though, I think he's been worth the money. He's done a lot of good things. Divine Diablo got that sack. None of this defense, it's hard for me to put standouts on the defensive side of the football for the Raiders, but I'm going to give Divine Diablo some love here. Finished with 10 total tackles. Also had a sack. Like I said, it was really just a rough game all around for the Raiders. They couldn't stop the run, and they also couldn't establish it. Tyree Wilson. So, to me, Tyree Wilson did not have a great game, but it was better than his first. And we are optimists on this channel. Had a couple of tackles, but overall, he was a guy that showed a lot more in the pass rush game. Got a couple of pressures, or at least flushed Josh Allen out of the pocket. Really showed off some of the bull rush. Want to see him to continue to improve and also maybe use some different moves and all that. But hey, this game was a lot better than what he showed against the Broncos. It's really positive to see. And like we said, we're going to be drinking the Kool-Aid and being able to being a little happy because we liked what we saw from Tyree Wilson. On the other side of it, a lot more fizzouts, especially when you lose 38-10. You totally get it. So the run game, you couldn't stop the run and you couldn't run the ball. So the Bills, historically, according to a lot of people and pretty much all the experts, say that they weren't going to be able to run the ball. Well, they ran for 183 yards against the Raiders. Not great. And it was really, James Cook had himself a game, 17 carries, 123 yards. Damian Harris, 7 for 33 and a touchdown. Latavius Murray, the former Raider, 6 carries, 22 yards and a touchdown. Now, Josh Allen, 3 carries, 7 yards, didn't do his normal damage, but hey, they were just, the Raiders could not stop the run. They could not establish it. Josh Jacobs, to me, that's the biggest travesty of today. The man had 9 carries for negative 2 yards. Just awful. Awful. Then the first half run game, really the entire game. Like, they just could not run the ball, and it really put them behind the 8 ball going into the second half, knowing they were going to have to make up some stuff. It did not set the tone well. And really, by association, the offensive line is also a fizz out. Now, pass protection was pretty good for most of the day. He got flustered a couple of times. Jimmy G did, but no running lanes. He was flustered. Awful run blocking for the offensive line today. Red zone defense, where did the Bills go? 4 of 5, 3 of 4, all but that one fourth down stop that you made right before the second half there. Other than that, the Bills scored at will. It was rough, absolutely rough. The pass rush, Divine Diablo and Robert Spillane. I mean, I love the fact that this defense is really aggressive and all that, but, I mean, Max Crosby, Tyree Wilson, the tackles, D-tackles had themselves a rough day. Bilal Nichols, who we'll get into here in a second. Just nothing on this pass rush. Hate to see it. End of half play calling. Again, the fact that you had this team got a huge shutdown play on fourth down that was a little bit overthrown by Josh Allen, but you made a great stand on defense, and then offensively you get a little bit of room and you make some awful play calling. Jimmy G should not have been holding on to the ball for that long, especially in your own red zone. Nate Hobbs got burned on that touchdown run for Khalil Shakir. Also got run over, by Dalton Hook Kincaid or Dawson Knox, one of the great tight ends for the Bills. And I get it, he's a corner, he's a nickel corner, so I'm not exactly, not exactly going to fault him for that. It's a tough spot to be in, but not a good day for Nate Hobbs. Bilal Nichols, the offsides, watch the ball, man. Like, this is rough. That's middle school stuff. It is rough, but at the end of the day, it was a rough day for the entire D-line, not just Bilal Nichols. That flag on Nate Hobbs for PI on Stephon Diggs, right in the second quarter there. I didn't see it. In fact, I felt like Stephon Diggs probably put more hands on Nate Hobbs, but it is what it is. Ja'Cory Bennett, rough day. Again, allowed that touchdown to Dawson Knox there in the second quarter. Also got burned there throughout the game. Just not a good day for the rookie corner. Hunter Renfrow, the implementation of Hunter Renfrow. Can we not find a way to get him and Trey Tucker the ball? I really don't get it. Like, I don't understand how you have a guy like Jacoby Myers that is out, and Hunter Renfrow only gets targeted one time. You can't drop one play for this guy to be, or 5 or 6 plays to be included throughout the game. Just not great. Not great. Zamir White, you don't get a lot of opportunities, and you go out there and do that. You fumble the ball there late in the game. Just not a great day for the Raiders run game. Just fizzouts all around for the Raiders run game. At the end of the day, like I said, we're a positive channel. We're not just going to come out here and hate on everything. It's just rough days like this, man. Tomorrow's going to be a rough day because it's Monday coming up after a loss. But hey, I think the Raiders, as much bad as there was today, I'm still positive. I really like what I saw from Tyree Wilson. I think that there are some more, specifically more tools on this defense, like Robert Spillane, Marcus Epps. I felt like he's a big hitter, also pretty good in coverage. So there's some positive things to take away here. Oh yeah, Jimmy G, fizz out. Couple of interceptions I forgot to mention. So he went 16 of 24, a $185, a touchdown, 2 picks. I don't put the first pick necessarily on him because the Bills brought fantastic pressure on that screen pass early in the game there. So fantastic timed blitz, and they got their hands up, and the rest is history. Got the pick there, and then also he threw it basically right to Matt Milano. Kind of, not really. Just a rough day for Jimmy Garoppolo. Not necessarily all on him because he had no run game to help him out, but not good. Not a good day. But hey, like I said, we are definitely the positivity queens here, or kings. We're going to be the positive ones coming out here. It's another week. I think the Raiders got to be able to regroup here, not hold their shoulders or heads down because this is one of the best teams in the AFC. But overall, not a pretty game. Hopefully they come back stronger next week. But hey, let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below. Hey, in the comment section, also let us know what you guys drink for pop. Is it Coke, Pepsi, Mountain Dew, that Diet Dr. Thunder, the Great Value brand? But hey, at the end of the day, let us know what you guys think about our latest edition of the Raiders Standouts and Fizzouts against the Buffalo Bills.